What do some scientists claim about the universe?
Most of the scientists currently they think we have multiple universes, but how true it is that when the space is empty, empty and has no end to it, how you can claim something like that when the universe is made of tiny atoms, and all those tiny atoms they have individual strength moving around within close proximity. And there's certain part of the universe, even when you look at even within our universe, you see the energy, it grows like within clusters. And there's like a few hundred, galaxies in one spot, a few hundreds in different spot. And what it shows that, what I was able to comprehend that even though the universe is endless, but the energy is not. The energy comes, and grows, and it rises into the peak point, and it slowly decays and it dissipates in the universe back to in the original form. To answer that original question, the universe is endless, and it's made of tiny particles, which are even smaller than the atoms themselves.
What is our universe made of?
Our whole universe, we know it. Our outer space is made of gas, and it's any direction of where we can look, see, through telescope, and we wherever we direct our telescope, we can see it's an empty space, and we can see, almost the large galaxies. They look like a star themselves, because the universe itself actually it's empty, but not truly it's empty. It's made of energy. Energy depends what level. You see, energy goes very low level and all the way to a high level. This is what all the universe made of. Energy. The one is visible and the ones are not visible. This is the way it's like just like the human life. You see, before the woman consumed the baby, it's not visible to our eyes until she delivers the baby. Then we see it. This is actually what happens, when scientists they are able to see already activity certain part of the universe. Before that, it's not visible even to a telescope.
How big is the universe?
The universe it's endless. There is no end to it. How we can calculate something that it will be out of our that's out of question. There's no way you can calculate the universe, because if, imagine this again. I'm responding to that original question. If the universe made of tiny atoms, which one they float within close proximity and without bothering each other, I mean, what it exactly mean that? I mean there is no end to it. There is no wall that the way we see within our homes. We have a wall. We have where we live. And you see, we have a door. We know this is the limit, our room. But when you're looking into the empty space, there's no end to it. There's nothing possibly, and nobody possibly can say that the universe has end to it.
Where does mass come from?
The mass is the come actually it's from the energy itself. Now, how that one it works, what I was able to comprehend truly from the atom itself. You see, the mass is the force of the atom itself. When the atoms they interact, actually they are the one who creating the mass itself. And how that happened, I'm not going to explain clearly, because I'm prepared myself to have a debate with any scientist around the globe. Around the globe, I'm ready to have face-to-face debate with a whole lot of it in one room. Then I can clearly explain how that happened from where it comes out the mess. It's not the way currently science they think that's leap out from nowhere and it goes out again nowhere, but actually the atoms within the universe, they are the one who creating the mess. And how they are doing that, I'm not going to explain again until I have a debate with at least one scientist, openly make sure it is televised, to show them, how wrong they are, how where they got lost.
How did the universe create the planets?
Well, again, we got to go back to the same original question, the energy itself. You see, the energy it works just like our artificial energy we use, which one we call electricity. It rises, like AC form. It rises and it falls, and it rises, it forms. And every time when the energy rises, it creates the planets. By the time it's falling, it slowly decay and it dissipate within an empty space. And every time it rises, it creates again everything. And this process is ongoing. It never stops. And it really it amazed me that current scientists that somehow they don't see any pattern here, on the surface of the Earth, and they're claiming a Big Bang theory. They're probably in a big hallucinating big way. They can't comprehend truly, how the universe is functioning. If they can understand how the atom is functioning, obviously it will be mystery for them to understand how the planets became what they are.
Where did life forms come from?
The light actually is the light when the energy it compresses itself, and reaches into the point when it creates a tremendous speed, And let me break this down. Like let's take our sun. Why is that the sun, give us a light, but not the planet Jupiter? Let's take their sizes. You can see, the sun. It has tremendous large size, but beside that, our sun has 28.9 times more gravity force than Earth itself, or the Jupiter. Jupiter has only 2.25 times gravity force. If you compare, there is uncomparable. Okay, now the light, how it forms, it all forms by the force of the gravity. Depend how fast this energy travels. If the energy traveled the way Mr. Einstein he explained, the speed of light, nothing possibly could have. We couldn't have a sun today. That's simple because the sunlight comes out of the speed of light. The speed of the gravity force. Not that's what it creates the light. The light and the heat we have today, and we have existence because of it.
Why do some stars collide?
That's a very good question. I will respond that too. Now let's take a look now. When we look at why the supernovas are colliding, you see where some old planets, when they're larger by size, they have a larger mass. But the new ones, when they come, even they're smaller again, their energy are equivalent. Their pulling force is equivalent, and by pulling each other, they lock each other. By locking each other, they can't function any longer. The way I was able to comprehend, how truly the atom it works, it actually the atom when it start to rise energy-wise, it goes into the extreme. This is the way how the energy works within the universe. When both of them they lock their energy into each other, none of them they can function normal. Can you imagine? That somebody put the hand cover your mouth and nose. You're gonna run out of air, right? You're gonna force the person away from you, try to grasp from some air, and this is what is happening. When they like two person, they are fighting. Both of them they have equal strength, and nobody want to give up. And obviously both of them they will end up dying because they're gonna fight and fight until they have no more strength, and they'll end up dead, both of them.
Why do some stars grow out of proportion?
Now, okay, at the beginning I said, that the energy, it comes like with the clusters. Now, depending on how much energy rises, within certain area. If the energy rises in a point, it's a large out of proportion. The larger the area, the larger the planet they grow. It depends how large it is, just like take the grassland, like when you see little patch here, little patch there, but when you see the other side of the river, you see the whole lot of big area. It's the energy. You can imagine in your mind it just like the grassland. In some areas grows little patches, and some area grows whole lot of area. The larger area where there's a larger energy concentration, helps the planets to grow out of proportion. That's why some stars, they're unbelievably larger than our sun itself.
What are black holes?
There is a lot of misunderstanding about the black holes. Current scientists, they think that the centers of the galaxies are the black holes. It's nothing truth. There's nothing. I can comprehend how possibly way that larger star, which one holds whole our galaxy intact, they can call black hole. And all that center of the galaxy, what it does, actually, the energy-wise, it tries to outreach as far as it can. That's why you see, we are within galaxy, within almost 100,000 year light distance. Imagine, how large it is, the energy-wise, this star that has capacity, to stretch out its own energy into 100,000 light year away. And you see, that's actually, the largest concentration and largest star formation happens right in the centers of the galaxies. They're not black holes, but they are the largest stars which one produce galaxy. And the true black holes are the ones, which one already the large star, which one it grew old, it actually die off because that you see slowly what happens. The inner core, it melts away. It shrink in a point when it can any longer hold the outer crust of that star, and it collapses, and it creates actually emptiness within that between the inner core and outer crust. And what happens there, it's actually there's no light, even though energy exists within that area. Yes, that's the true black hole, which one I call black hole, because truly there is no energy, or there is nothing exists over there. That light even can travel through there. That's what it is, the black hole.
So, who are humans and why do we exist?
Now that question, it's really the most interesting part. Who are we? How we came to be. Now, at the beginning, how I said, energy, it goes AC form. It rises and it falls. Remember, energy always it pulls into the extreme. Why do you think? You always think about this about yourself. Why do we eat? What are we? Why do we have energy within us? We are energy itself, but in a weaker form. This is who we are as a human being. We are a weaker form of energy. The energy. Imagine that. If energy had enough energy within us, had enough strength, it could have pulled and it could have squeezed energy within us, and actually we could have become, not a human being, life form, or become something else. You see that why do you think that centers of the stars or the planets, always you find iron? What is iron? The iron is highly concentrated energy. That's what it is. I mean, if you see energy, if within us doesn't have enough strength to pull that much, to create, force us to become iron, then it will be very liquid form, just like a jellyfish. But you see, like by the time the evolution went on, when we start to eat, we gain some energy. Energy start to gain the strength within us, and that's how we become, who we are today.
Well, why do we sing?
Why do we sing? The sing, when you see, there is three ways how you see the energy within us. It's unbalanced energy. This is why we have so much violence. This is why we have so many violent people on the street. Because the energy, the way the energy functions within them. There are the three ways the energy we discharge our body. The first one is a sexual means, the largest one. The second, by the voice. Some humans, they like to fight, argue, yell, and they feel calm, after that, and there's doctors that can prove that. The second is by the singing. When the people they sing, they feel they paint the song they sing it. They feel like they're part of the song, because their energy it become in harmony with their song. That's why they like to sing, because their energy level it balance itself. We actually trying to balance the energy within us, and it comes to us naturally. That singing it comes out naturally because the way the energy functions within us. If we balance the energy, there will be no other way of, to explain this, but I can tell you, if you balance the energy, probably people won't have the will to sing.